Hi, I'm Cash with CashedOutCars, and in today's video we're going to be talking about whether eBay struts are worth it. So in this specific video I'm going to be focusing on Duralo struts, which is a brand of strut that is sold pretty widespread over eBay and Amazon. So to start out, I bought Duralo struts over an OEM option because they're a lot cheaper. I ended up getting a full set of front struts assembled with the spring, the bump stops, and the debris boots for $120 versus an OEM option which would have been around $190 for just the struts. So when I received the struts, I was actually pretty impressed with the build quality of them. They came in a very nice box, which to start gave me a good impression. And the actual surface finish of the strut was very nice. The bump stops were nice. And they really just felt like they were a pretty quality part. Now, moving forward, once I started to install the part, everything was going pretty smoothly. And they do give you some hardware with the struts, which are nice. So they give you the nuts that connect the strut to the upper mount on the car. So that was helpful. I didn't have to reuse my old rusty ones off of my old struts. And then once I went to slide the strut into the strut cup on the car, I encountered my first problem with these struts. So there's a tab on these struts for these Volkswagens that helps align the strut in the cup and position it up and down to the proper location. And the way that tab was located, it made it impossible to actually get the strut to sit low enough in the cup. So this was actually a pretty easy modification. It required some really light filing of that tab to get it to sit properly, but it was something that wasn't exactly to OEM spec. Now, other than that, these were a pretty direct fit, and I didn't have any other problems installing these struts into my car. So once I finished installing these struts in my car, I was super excited to take it for a test drive. Now, initially, right when I installed them, I was looking at the car, and these struts made the front of my GTI sit a lot higher than OEM suspension would have. Now, this was a bit of a problem because I didn't like having that much wheel gap. And once I started driving the car, I noticed that the car felt very floaty and soft. So I think the spring rates on these Duralo struts were a little bit soft, and I think they were under damped. So the car felt, like I said, floaty and just a little bit bouncy and soft over bumps. Now, if you're buying these struts for strictly a daily driver and you're never really going to do spirited driving or performance driving, they might be an okay option, but as soon as you start pushing them a little bit, they're soft and not really confidence inspiring. Another thing to note is these struts were advertised as a GTI, Golf/Rabbit, and a Jetta strut. And each of these vehicles have slightly different spring rates because they have different weights and handling characteristics. And this strut is basically marketed to all of them. Now, they do have the same size strut, so they will bolt into all of them, but the performance definitely wasn't great on this GTI. And I did have a Mark V Rabbit before this, and even the Rabbit had slightly stiffer OEM suspension than these Duralo struts. So all in all, would I recommend these eBay struts? And the simple answer is no, I wouldn't really recommend them. I would highly recommend spending a little bit more money on getting something that's going to be a much higher performing product than these struts. I could potentially see these being a good option if you're really crunched for money and just need something to get your car back on the road. But like I said, I would highly recommend buying something a little bit better to OEM spec rather than wasting money on a product like this that isn't really great. That's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful and helped guide your decision on buying struts for your vehicle. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I hope you stick around for the next one. Take care.